Hello everybody, welcome to my video series where I'm attempting to turn a $1,000 balance into $400,000 in a matter of 6 or 7 years, trading conservatively. So this is all done publicly using my professionally built algorithm that does everything on autopilot. So hopefully you can follow along with me in this journey. Welcome to a new video update for this series. It's been about 2 months since my last update. A lot to talk about. I'm currently using the Ranger and Pinpoint algorithms, which are algorithms that I personally built to trade the Forex market. Now, the last 2 months have been pretty tricky. There's been a lot of ups and downs. My Pinpoint algorithm actually had a 23% loss, as you can see here. And my Ranger actually had, in late February, had a 4.5% gain as well. So we're still in profit overall on this account, and we're still growing at a pretty decent pace. So we'll see if we can make that 400,000 profit goal in 8 years. But this is real trading, guys. This is real trading over a long period of time. I've been showing this account for the last 6 months, and we're still in profit. And the majority of traders that are showing public stats can't profit longer than a couple of months. And you can even see that on YouTube right now, where most traders only show you results for a couple of weeks. They cherry pick trades. And then you have other traders that talk about the psychological side of trading, which is great, but it's not enough for you to actually be a full-time trader. So that's what this series is all about. I focus on algorithmic trading, which I think is the best way to approach the market because it takes a lot of the emotions out, which is the most difficult side of trading and the biggest reason why the majority of traders lose. So let's get into the charts, show you what has taken place over the last 2 months, so you can get a better idea of my approach to trading and why I've been profitable over the last 17 months. All right, so let's talk about the Ranger algorithm real quickly. This is a strategy that I built 8 years ago, and it was one of the first algorithms that I had built, and I had no idea that it was going to be as strong as it was. I found a 2 candlestick pattern that I thought had really good potential for range trading, and hired a programmer to implement it into a strategy. And found out that it was a really strong idea. And now, 8 years later, I'm on my 60th version of this algorithm, constantly improving it to stay ahead of the changing market. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know, the market is changing on a daily basis, so it's important to improve your strategy so you're ahead of it. All right, so this account that I'm showing you right here is an Oanda account that's been going for, I think, about 17 months. And I've been able to profit on this account every single month for 17 months. I know that the profit is low at 0.2 to 0.5%, but the drawdown is also low. The drawdown won't exceed 3 to maybe even 6% ever on this account. So this is institutional level trading, and this is a strategy that that's really powerful for big accounts. I know that some individuals that are trading $300,000+ with this algorithm. And so it shows how strong it is and how consistent it is and how manageable the drawdown is over long periods of time. Okay, so here's another account. This one's been going since January of 2020. And you can see that we're looking at over 85% profit with only 10% drawdown. We did hit 2 periods of drawdown that was around 10%. 10% was hit back in October 2020. And we just hit around 8 to 10% on this account, at least on my personal account here that you're looking at, and just in February. But we were able to come out of this drawdown with some pretty big profit numbers. So my 9% drawdown in late February actually turned into a 4.5 or 4.3% profit, as you can see here, in late February as well. So really consistent strategy, and the Ranger is something that is pretty awesome, and I think that I'm proud of it. I think that others enjoy it as well. I've been wanting to say this for a long time. A lot of you are probably wondering, where's Ryan's fancy sports car, his Lamborghini or Ferrari? Because as a full-time trader, isn't that what he's supposed to own? Isn't he supposed to own a mansion, a fancy house or apartment if he's making all this money through the Forex market? The thing is that my approach is so different than the majority out there. I look at life different. I'm living 10 times under my means right now. I make enough money from my trading alone for all of my living expenses. and to add on a Lamborghini payment of $500 to $800 a month if I wanted to. I choose not to do that. It doesn't make sense. Why would I buy a Lamborghini during a pandemic? I rarely drive right now. I order mostly takeout with my wife, and I have a 2014 Ford Fiesta that works perfectly fine. Why would I have a Lamborghini that would just collect dust in the parking lot and would most likely be broken into? So it's more of a liability than anything else. So it doesn't make sense to actually have a fancy sports car or a fancy house, when only thing that it does is just to show materialistic wealth and to entice people to buy into that person or the product that they're selling. That's not my approach. My approach is about the stats. It's about being a consistently profitable trader and being conservative in that approach. It's probably one reason why I don't have 20,000 followers right now, is because I'm only making 2 to 5% every single month and showing the good and the bad about trading, which is unfortunately not the sexy side of trader, not what everybody wants to see. They want to see the account flips, the 3,000 into 30,000 in 2 weeks. And they want to see that, and then because they want to do that, because most people don't have a big account balance to start with. And that's what this video series is all about, is turning that $1,000 balance into something large over over many years of time and being conservative with that. It's not about account flipping, because that is a gambler's approach. And that's what is the easiest way for you to lose money over the long term. Let's talk about the pinpoint algorithm and its loss in early February of 23% on the Euro US dollar. Now, this is a fairly new algorithm of mine that takes candlestick patterns for its entries. So it uses the M15 time frame, so the lower time frame, to take its entries based on what's happening with the candlesticks. And because every single broker has a slightly different price feed, it results in slightly different entries from the algorithm. So this loss that took place in early February was only on 10% of accounts that were using the strategy. And this shows a weakness in the strategy and something that I'm actually working on. So I can get a more universal experience across all brokers using this strategy or this pinpoint algorithm. And this is everyday life as a trader, guys. You can't expect profits to happen all the time, and you can't expect a winning week or a winning month or a winning year. Real trading includes periods of drawdown and periods of losses, and it's to be expected. The problem with social media and YouTube and Instagram is that people are cherry picking their trades. They're showing you fancy Lamborghini cars that they're driving, making you think that they're actually making the profits or purchase these materialistic things with trading profits, when they're actually purchasing them from the profits that they're making from selling courses and signal services and things like that. And the thing is that they're never going to prove these things to you. They're just going to try to entice you, and that's really unfortunate and misleading. So I show you guys what it's really like as a full-time trader, the good and the bad. And a lot of people chastise me and criticize me for it. And it's a really unfortunate thing, and it's really difficult to handle the outside world when you show them everything. And it's one reason why probably a lot of traders don't do it, because of how difficult it is. And it's not really good for business too, showing losses. So that's what's taken place with the pinpoint algorithm. I'm working on updates for it, and it takes a lot of time to try to find a strategy that's consistent and back testing and has a lot of potential for trading profitably in the future as well. So the loss on February 6th is something that I'm slowly making back with both strategies over time, but as you know, it takes time. Now I want to talk about trades on the Ranger over the last 2 months. So the Ranger trades the Aussie Canadian dollar and the pound Canadian dollar exclusively. It looks for candlestick patterns with grid money management, flex grid money management through its methodology. So it kind of merges these two ideas together, and that's why we have a powerful system here. All right, so I'm going to first start with the Aussie Canadian dollar, and then I'm going to get into the pound Canadian dollar after that. All right, so the Aussie CAD, we have the trades in red and the trades in blue. So the red trades are sell trades, or short positions, and the blue trades are buy positions or long positions. So the sell trades, we're looking for the market to go down. The buy trades, we're looking for the market to go up. Okay, so with the sell trades that you see right here, and we're using this as an example, you can see that the market went against our first trade, right? And our target wasn't met. So the market went up against our first trade that we were wanting to go down, and we entered on a grid. So we entered another trade in looking for the market to have its pullback to head back down, and for us to average into our positions and to close out all our open trades in a realized profit or loss. So you can see here that all of our trades closed out because the market did end up pulling back and pulling down into our average in positions, and we were able to close out for a realized profit on this trade, on this group of trades, of 30 to 50 pips. And you can see that this happened over and over again over the last 2 months on the Aussie Canadian dollar. You see here, profitable closed basket. Here's another profitable closed basket. And then we have this one that just took place in February, late February, where we had 11 trades on the Aussie Canadian dollar. Now, in the Rangers history, the maximum level that we hit over the last 10 years was 15 on the Aussie Canadian dollar using the strategy. So here we have 11 trades, which is a fairly rare occasion to happen, but it's within the bounds of what we've seen in the last 10 years, so it's to be expected. All right, so these kind of events don't happen very often. The last one we had was in October of 2020, so that's about 5 months ago. And so that one was an 11 trade basket as well on the Aussie CAD. So you can see here that all the trades closed out for realized profit once that pullback did happen, and that's what the strategy is able to capitalize on. We're able to come out with almost 4.5% gain on this trade that you see right here. Okay, all right. So let's go on to the pound Canadian dollar. The pound Canadian dollar is obviously a different pair and the different mechanics. We can have higher grids on this trade on this pair by itself, and that's why we don't use any kind of martingale or semi-martingale type of trading technique or strategy or methodology behind that. And we can see grid levels upwards of 25 to 30 on the pound Canadian dollar. It's really rare as well. We haven't had any grids like that in the last 12 months, but it can happen. But that's why we use much lower risk on the pound Canadian dollar. So we're ready for those events if they take place, even though they're rare. So here you have all the closed baskets over the last 2 months. Here's one that's right here, one that's right here. And you can see that most of these are within a 1 to 10 grid level amount of trades. And they all close out for a realized profit of 30 to 50 pips. So these are all profitable closed baskets on the Ranger strategy. All right, so here we have it, guys. This is what the Ranger has done over the last 2 months. It was pretty quiet in December and in the beginning of January, but things picked up in February. And you can see that we had some pretty good profit. All right, so that is where we are, and with this update, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll probably come out with another release in the next 2 weeks to see how our performance is continuing to go. And it's a slow, steady process, and hope to continue this update to show you guys what real trading is about and the progress in growing a small account into hopefully something large in the next few years, well, 8 years to be exact. See you guys next time.